Hello, welcome back to Harley's channel. My name is Eva and I have a 1-year-old Dogo Argentino. In this channel I am sharing with you everything about Dogo Argentino as a pet. So if you are a first time owner, or you had Dogo before but you still like the breed and you like to listen and look at the dogs, then this channel is definitely for you, so please subscribe down below. And today we are going to talk about Dogo Argentino and kids. I think this is super important topic and I finally find time to film it, so I hope you will like it. And of course feel free to comment as you go, because I love to chat with you in the comments. So anyway, let's just jump right into the video. So I have 4-year-old and 2.5-year-old. They are 17 months apart. I know, I'm crazy to have kids so close in the age. Anyway, when I got my dog, my kids were 3.5 and almost 2 years old. So that was really crazy. So let's kind of like summarize that, okay? Let's go from that puppy stage. Oh, that was definitely something. Like, Dogo Argentino, like every other breed, it's teething, right? And that teething with small children like that, think it through, okay? Because it was a lot at times. So Harley wasn't super bitey, and when I was grabbing her collar and tell her no, she very quickly learned not to bite my children. It's very hard for a puppy not to do it. Plus my kids, they were so young. Whenever they were running, the dog Harley, she would just run right after them and bite their ankle. So then they would be like freaking out and crying and screaming and make everything twice as bad. It was chaotic, I'm not gonna lie. It was chaotic the first few weeks when the puppy was learning absolutely no biting children. It was difficult. Like, thank God she learned very quickly not to do it, but whenever they were running, it was really hard for her not to. So summarizing, she stopped biting their hands super early, okay? It was like maybe days, maybe a week, I don't remember, but biting the ankles and biting my children when they were running, it was really hard for her. So to manage that, I just keep her on the leash, like 80% of the time, or when I couldn't watch them. It's actually kind of crazy because when I was working a year ago actually, my husband was with the kids and he could not handle that. I don't know why, but he kept her off leash and it was a disaster. He was sending me a picture with like bitten ankles and there was blood, but it was only for like very short periods of time, okay? It was traumatic. It was traumatic for the 2 years old. She still doesn't like the dog because of it, I think. The older one, she loves the dog. I will go to it in a second. But the younger one, she doesn't want to do anything with the dog. And the puppy was absolutely horrible. So if you have a really small children, like a year and a half, I wouldn't take a puppy of any breed, really, I think, because it is a lot to manage, okay? So let's move on to like now. So as the puppy was growing and start losing the teeth and then grow their regular teeth, their relationship changed completely for the better. Now my older daughter is absolutely obsessed with the dog in a positive way. She is involved in training. I mean, she's trying, okay? She's only 4 years old, so she's only like telling the dog to sit or to lay down. She's trying really hard to make the dog spin, but because she has a little bit of like a speech problems, like her speech is not very clear. It's sometimes hard for Harley to understand the command, and the little one is getting frustrated. But overall, she loves the dog, she loves to training her with the treats, and of course Harley loves that as well because it's a lot of attention to her. So that's just great. It warms my heart because I know that she will be a great pet owner one day, and I am also, teaching her how to treat Harley, and I will talk about this a little bit more. So the relationship is just great. I am so happy that my two kids are growing up with the dog because it's the best thing I can give to my children, I really think. Dogo Argentino, like every other breed out there, needs to be supervised with children. Do I really have to say it? Yes, I do. There is so many videos out of the internet, especially with pit bulls, but not only. I just feel like people trying to prove so hard that pit bulls are a good breed for children that they put their children in danger when interacting with the dog, okay? I don't let my kids cuddle Harley, okay, like close to her face, like snuggle her. She doesn't like it, right? Like obviously, like if she can't move, she may react. As simple as that. Are Dogo Argentino patient with the children? I don't know. I have never tested, to be honest, because I put boundaries on my children, what they can and what they cannot do. So they can touch her ears, right, to pull. They can only pat nicely on her head. That's what my older one likes to do, all on the whole body. She's allowed to train the dog. Like I said before, she can give her comments, but yeah, like petting, cuddling, sitting on the dog, absolutely not. I made that mistake with my old dog. She was very, very patient. I don't think so Harley would be that patient. I think she would correct my daughters if they were too snuggly. So I don't let them do it unless the dog comes, and like it happened a few times that she would like start licking my daughter on the face and just like put her huge body on her. She's way heavier than my 4-year-old, and just put her to the ground and do it that way. And then the little one was laughing. That's like so funny. So anyway, if I am watching them doing this kind of stuff, then it's okay, because I am watching them. I'm making sure that the things won't get, too crazy, that both teams, both, parties are happy and no one is feeling uncomfortable. As soon as the dog or my daughter has just too much, there's like tension or someone's feeling uncomfortable, I'm breaking that out. No more, let the dog sleep. So yeah, my kids definitely are learning to respect the dog's space, not to go into the dog's space, not to smuggle them, and just be gentle. Generally speaking, to be gentle, and that there are rules around the dog. I think it's very, very important that you teach your child that. That being said, your dog also should learn to be a little bit patient, because children are children. You may turn your back around, and you need some kind of trust in that dog. And it's Dogo Argentino, worth the trust? I don't know. I'm always trying to be around, but if let's say I'm cooking, Harley's laying down on the couch and my daughter comes and backs her, I do expect Harley to have a little bit of patience with the child, because child is a child, they are unpredictable sometimes. And I really hope that if that day ever comes, that Harley will show some patience, okay? That she won't react, that she won't snap, that she ideal would just walk away. I know my old dog would just walk away. If she had enough, she would just walk away. With Harley, I don't know, because I am always supervising, but I really hope that that would be her reaction. But I don't know. I can say 100% that she would just walk away. I'm just praying that she would. But other things I require from Harley. She can't jump on my children, okay? Absolutely no jumping, because you know she's way taller than my children, way taller. So absolutely no jumping. Sometimes when they wake up and go out of the room, she's super excited to see them, and she's like the same height, you know, her face to their face. Especially when my battery died. Where did I finish? I think when my daughters wake up, like the dog comes to greet them and she just pushes them on the wall because she's much heavier than them, and she wants to, you know, lick their face no matter what, and then just like hate that because they just woke up. They usually grumpy when they wake up, go figure. Especially the little one, she absolutely hates this because she's so much smaller and the dog is just so strong that we just push them, like I said, to the wall or even to the ground. So my strategy is just to get the dog outside, deal with my kids, you know, make them like snack, morning cereal, whatever it is, and then let the dog in, and everything is fine. But that time the dog doesn't care about the kids anymore. So it's always management, okay? Always, for some reason. Another thing I expect my kids to do is my dog to do towards the kids is no chasing, okay? There is no chasing kids ever. We don't play that game. Also, my kids are not allowed to chase her. Chasing, it's not allowed. Sometimes they want to throw a ball to her, they are allowed to do that. I don't let them play with the rags with Harley, simply because, you know, she may miss the rag and bite their hand instead. She won't mean it, but it may happen, then they will cry, and it's just not worth it. So playing is definitely supervised again. You know, Harley is not allowed to be close to them when they eat snacks or dinner or like any meal, generally speaking, because I don't want her to beg. Like, I catched my younger one, you know, having a snack on her hand, like, you know, cheesy chips, and then letting the dog lick it. If I catch her doing that, I won't let her, because it will teach the dog to follow her when she eats, and again, she may eat something she's not supposed to, right? So yeah, also the dog sometimes will grab the kid's toy and eat it and destroy it. It's just how it is. I think she eats the kids' toys because they are made of rubber and she loves to bite rubber. They are made of wood and she loves to bite wood. I don't think so that's like disrespect from the dog towards the kids. I think it's more just how it is. You know, she sees, you know, this kind of stuff, and it's really hard for her to separate what's her toy and what's the kid toy. Also, I hear once that up to the age 9 months old, the dog is not able to say the difference what's yours, so like your clothes or like what's mine, like as a dog. So just keep it in mind. I'm trying to make, you know, the surface always clean, so there is no toys running around. But obviously with 4 and 2.5 year old, it's just gonna happen that the dog's gonna destroy their toys. They are always upset about that, so I'm really make sure that their Barbies and like the dollhouse parts made of wood are put away at all times, because I can't get mad at the dog if I don't catch her. So anyway, that's, you know, another thing you need to be aware of, that the dog may eat the kids' stuff and they will be angry about that. So generally speaking, okay, generally speaking, there is boundaries on my kids, specific rules. You know, you can be close to the dog when the dog eats, absolutely not, okay? When the dog eats, it's her time. How long does it take? 5 minutes? 10 minutes? I do not let my kids touch the dog when it's a meal time for Harley. No, it's just not worth it. The risk. Again, if she would be patient and let them, you know, maybe put their hand into her bowl. I don't know. She doesn't really has guidance, no guidance. You know, like she's not gonna attack them, I think, because she doesn't care. And I think that's because 100% of the time she has peace when she eats, because it, like I said, it takes 5 to 10 minutes, or even shorter. It's not 10 minutes, it's not even 5 minutes, just like swallow everything and they are done. So my kids doesn't need to be around the dog when she eats. Sometimes they like run around because Harley is in the kitchen and they are in the kitchen, but they are not allowed to touch the dog or interact with the dog when she eats. So yes, boundaries for the kids and for the dog, right? The dog has some expectations too, and educating your child about the dog's needs, I think, as simple as that. It doesn't need to be too much. So if you already have a dog and you are expecting your first child, how would you prepare the dog for the child? Honestly, you don't have to do anything. When you're pregnant, I'm assuming you're not adopting that you are pregnant. The dog knows, okay? The dog knows that there is something living in your belly. They can smell it already. So you don't need to do anything special to prepare the dog for the baby. I never played with like any blankets with my old dog to bring the blankets from the hospital or like let it sniff the baby. There is no need for that, okay? Be smart about that. Always supervise the dog with a newborn, because it's a dog, it's an animal. Something may happen in the head of the dog, and a bad thing can happen. So just be smart about that, but at the same time just let it be. They're gonna be fine. As the kid is growing, watch the kid interacting with the dog, because 1-year-old or a little bit younger, a little bit older, can be rough. So make sure that the dog has space, okay, that the dog's needs are respected. And also when you're bringing new baby home and you have a dog, please remember to keep the normality for the dog as much as possible. So walks, training, attention. I know it's super hard, especially if it's your first child, because your mind is not anymore at the dog, but the dog needs to be fulfilled. Also, I would get used to the dog to walking by the stroller. So before the baby is born, I would just walk the dog with an empty stroller to get it used to, because it's obviously different. I think that's a great tip. So I think this is it for today. There's no point to make it super long. I am definitely happy that I have the dog and I have the kids and they are all growing together, because I think this is the best thing I can give to my kids, is a dog's company. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was useful to you, and I hope I will see you with my next video. Bye guys!